Welcome, watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. And yes, we're looking at a brawler today, or a wrestling game. Well, sort of wrestling game, sort of brawler, sort of thing. WWE All Stars. So it's got a fairly big roster, actually. And this was released in 2011. So it's pretty cool. As you can see, the characters are very exaggerated, and that's the whole point of the game, really. It's not so much a wrestling game, it's just jump in, choose someone to play as, and kick the living bejesus out of them in the funniest of fashions. And I'll tell you what, I had this game, I've got this on PS3 actually, also PSP and PS2. So it's the PS2 version we're looking at today. So lots of different costumes and attires for all of the characters, which is always a nice thing to see, because you can select characters from different. Well, you can select a character, but you can select their alt costumes from different eras of their wrestling career. I think that's quite nice. Now, the game does come with a plethora of different modes as well, such as, like, there's this is the 1-on-1, there's 2-on-1, 3-on-1, I think, tornado tag, and then there's like a career mode as well. Create your own dude, or create your own superstar, or create a wrestler, a core as we otherwise know them. So there are lots of things you can do in the game. Making your own wrestlers is always a good laugh, because you can make yourself and your mates and make it a bit more personal. So I'm going to be playing as the Undertaker in this demonstration for you, and we'll go against Kane. Why not? That's a bit classic, isn't it? So you can select, and it's 2 players obviously, so there's a nice selection of arenas. Well, I suppose it's not a massive amount of arenas, but there's at least some, so that's quite cool. You've got things like WrestleMania, so you can make up your classic matches. Now, there's another mode you can do, is you can pit existing superstars against like old school wrestlers in a dream match scenario, which is quite cool. You do get entrances. They're not full entrances like you'd get in the SmackDown versus Raw series, or later on the 2K series, but it's something. And the wrestling theme tunes, all their entrance themes are in, which is cool. And well, you couldn't think of much better else to do. I mean, you can see here, I mean, the Undertaker's not the best example, because he looks downright depressed, and he's put on about £125. But yeah, you'll get the idea once we're in the ring, because this really doesn't do it any justice. The entrances are a bit meh, but you know, it is what it is. The game itself is entertaining, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So, Undertaker looking really upset, and like, I mean, he does. He looks like Yokozuna there, let's be honest. I don't know why they've decided to make him look so portly, but, I mean, look at Kane. He's ripped, man. Look at him. Absolute beast. So, yeah, you can see that the wrestlers themselves are over-exaggerated, and this is where the fun starts. Now, there is another game that was released recently called WWE Battlegrounds, which is for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, I think. Yes, so, which is in the same sort of ilk, so you could call it All Stars 2, really, but we're concentrating on the original All Stars, which is over the top, glorified, fun, just here we go. So, Undertaker, me, versus Kane, CPU, and we'll just see how we get on. Now, I can't remember the controls, so I'm just going to literally be figuring it out as we go along. Okay, so let's talk controls very quickly. Okay, so square seems to be light punches. Circle is grapple, and I think that's a heavy grapple. There's a light grapple as well, which is X. You've got run as well, and well, we'll pick up the rest as we go. It also gives you little hints as well. They go to L2 near the corner to climb the turnbuckles, which is quite cool. So, instead of being like a proper wrestling game, so to speak, it's more of an arcade game, which I think you'd probably agree with that. Quite a lot of good wrestling moves here. They obviously are exaggerated over what they should be, but that's not a bad thing, because this is what makes the game unique from other wrestling titles. I mean, look at how big they are. So, you get these special maneuvers as well. which once you've filled up your little stars, or if you look underneath the nameplates, you'll see 3 bars. Once you've got a star bar, which sounds delicious, but once you've got a star bar, you can press 2 buttons together and you'll just do this grab technique there and do your signature performance move. In this case, it's the choke slam for The Undertaker, and he just, this is what I mean, over-exaggerated, just leaps in the air 600 feet and then delivers a huge choke slam. Now, to do finishes, it's a bit different. You've got a couple of things you can do. You can store one up. You can sort of, so you can hold down the L1 and R1 buttons and you'll sort of transition into your technique, but it does take a little bit of time to activate that way. So the best way I found to do this, and you've got choke slam as a standard maneuver as well, but to activate your finisher, it's best to wait till they're on the ground for a length of time, hit L1 and R1 together quickly, and then you've got your finisher stored up so you don't lose it if they hit you, because that can happen quite frequently, I'm going to say. There you go, there's a signature move there. Oh look, we're going to throw him over there like that. Now you can do corner signatures as well, so if you whip them into the turnbuckles, you can, there you go. So I've now stored that finisher. As you can see, my finisher is flashing yellow. I've got a couple of signature maneuvers that I can do as well, so let's see if I can get him in the corner in a minute. I'm just going to choke slam him for his sins. Yes, sins of the father. Here we go. Big choke slam on Kane. Love it. Absolutely love the over-the-top stuff. It's really good fun. Now, if they'd have made it a wrestling element into this, it would have been really, really good fun. If I hit him with my finisher now, I will knock him out and win the round. Which, it's a bit of a shame that, because it'd be cool to just carry on and pummeling them until you can get the pin. Now, you can pin them as well. So that's not been taken out of the game. You can pin your opponents. But they normally kick out because they're scum. See, there's a corner signature move there, which is the Undertaker's old school. I need to now charge up my finisher again because I just wasted it there. All wrestlers have a unique finisher as well, which is quite cool. And if you're familiar with the wrestling, and you know who the superstars are and what their signatures and their finishers are, I think you'll be quite impressed by the over-the-top action. Now, this is 2-player, like I said earlier on. You can get a friend involved, and sometimes the tornado tags are absolutely hilarious. It's not even a tag match, you're both in the ring at the same time. You can also get out the ring, by the way. You're not restrained to just being inside the squared circle. You can go outside of it and deliver punishment outside. So take that opportunity to do so. There's no countouts. Here we go, tombstone piledriver, and Kane's about to take a big long nap. Good night, Kane. Thanks for coming. So that's how the matches work. You do get a pinfall with some of them. You get this sort of, with The Undertaker, he does his thing that he does in the actual wrestling, and then you get this little cutscene, which I don't think I've ever seen The Undertaker do that in my life, but never mind. You get the idea. You get the idea. So I'm going to give you another match as well. We'll have a look at who's available. We'll have a check through the roster and see who we're going to play as, and we'll go from there. So that's the essence of the game. No matter what mode you're going to play as, that's literally, you have the entire game at your disposal. Now you can unlock everything as you play. I think you do that by going through the sort of championship mode. There are cheats for the game as well. We're not going to go through those, but there we go. So all in all, this is absolutely great fun. So we'll move on to sound effects, because we've gone from graphics, and they are pretty fun actually. Very good stuff. You can tell it's wrestling. You can tell who the wrestlers are. It's great, and the rings are made up well. The arenas are great as well. So that's cool. So music and sound. Well, you've got all the wrestlers' theme tunes, which is really, really cool. Adds that authenticity to it. I'm going to play as the Macho Man, so let's go old school and have old Bret Hart here. Let's have him in the ring. And the fact they've all got alternate attires and stuff like that is cool. But yeah, it's got a good soundtrack. It's got really beefy sound effects. When you hit people with those finishes, you actually feel like you've done some damage to them, which is great. And, you know, this is one of those games where you are going to come back and play it again. Just based on the fact, even if you're not a wrestling fan, this game is fun. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy this game. You can play it as a beat 'em up. You can just get on there, have some fun, switch it off again. But at the end of the day, I think you'll have fun with this. It's worth having a go at, and it's fairly easy to get hold of. So we're playing as the Macho Man, yeah. Randy Savage there, and he's got his crown on. Awesome. And seems to have stolen his trousers from Owen Hart. But there you go. So lots of various things you can get done, but always get a mate round. Plug a second controller in and have some fun with this. Bret Hart having a great time there. Not sure quite what that was about, but never mind. But yeah, replay value quite high, because I think you're going to try and you do want to unlock everything. You do want to unlock everything, and the actual challenge to do that is quite good as well. To beat the Undertaker, I'm going to tell you now, is a hair-ripping experience, but I'll let you guys have the joy and pleasure of that. This is the Macho Man versus Bret Hart. Now, it's funny how Bret didn't come out with his glasses on, but the Macho Man seems to have stolen them, and he's wearing them in the match to provoke Bret Hart, obviously. So I'm playing as Savage here, and the CPU is playing as the Hitman. But you can see already that there's different style of fighting from Macho Man than there was with The Undertaker. Obviously a very much lighter competitor, and he would have been a lot more agile. So you're going to have a completely different play style. Macho Man's finisher was the flying elbow drop from the top rope, and see, there you go. That was great fun. That's not the finisher. That is his elbow drop, but it's not the finisher. Once we get the finisher up, I will execute that, so you can see the difference. You can reverse moves as well, by the way, but it's very fickle timing. I'll tell you that now. So you can also string combos together as well. So if you can, you punch them into the air and stuff, and you can grapple them as well, which is good fun. But it's, again, that's a learning curve. But, you know, that's the whole point of these games, is they're not supposed to be learnt within 5 seconds. There are lots of different tricks, tips and secrets to be found in the game. But all in all, it's a great fun game, and I would say that any player of any age, just give them a controller, and if they find it too tricky, plug in a second and let them just wail on a opponent that isn't going to move. It's a good way of practicing as well, to be fair. Now, Macho Man's signature seems to be the atomic drop, which is a bit of a weird one, but that does seem to really cane. Also, you can do taunts as well. You just got to be careful, because you can't cancel them. Once you start a taunt, you can't cancel that taunt, so it leaves you wide open. Macho Man really wailing on the Hitman here. But it's a really good fun game, and I think you'd enjoy it immensely. So give it a try, folks. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to put the volume up a little bit, and you can see me kicking the crap out of Bret Hart with full volume. I'm going to head off and decide what I'm going to do next. Hope you guys have a cracking weekend. I'll be back very soon with a brand new review. I hope you've enjoyed this one, by the way. It's WWE All Stars on the PS2. And yes, have a great weekend. See you next week with some great new content. Until then, my friends, as per usual, it's bye for now. Oh, and before I go, hello to all you new subscribers. Great to have you here. And thanks very much to all my existing subscribers. You guys are awesome. So thanks for that, guys. And I'll speak to you soon. All right. Ta-da!
Drives home the pain at a high rate of speed with that knee. The crowd is going nuts. Takes his breath away. The released suplex. Can he keep up the pressure? Not sure if many people know that Randy was quite a baseball player growing up. He through high school, played college, even played the pros. Makes sense looking at this man's athleticism. Oh, that is an unbelievable arm hold. Look at that. That has to be excruciating. He's tearing it up out there. the spine. What impact.
WWE Universe, you're getting your money's worth.
What a toss. Well, I certainly would struggle to get back up again, but these guys do it clean. The move that started it all, the DDT. He did not see that atomic drop coming.
How do you get up from something like that?
Bret Hart has been in some of the most classic battles. A huge, and ladies and gentlemen, I mean huge elbow drop.
That took amazing athletic.
He's not getting up after that pile driver.
Oh my God! Oh man!
Using the time-tested atomic drop effectively here.
He can finish it right here. Oh, ouch! After a while, these strikes will pay much in physical dividends.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't believe what I just saw. A jumping elbow drop.
Macho Man Randy Savage